Are you tired of dealing with difficult people and the constant stress they bring into your life? Have you ever wondered if there's a better way to handle conflicts and maintain your inner peace? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to our channel. Imagine being able to face conflicts with a composed mind, finding solutions that not only resolve the problem, but also strengthen your relationships. Sounds too good to be true. Stay with us and you'll see how it's entirely possible. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is summed up beautifully by the philosopher Epictetus. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This principle is a cornerstone in solving problems with others. It emphasizes the importance of listening and understanding before reacting, a skill that can diffuse even the most heated arguments. In this video, we will explore practical, actionable tips derived from Stoic philosophy that will help you manage and resolve conflicts with people, whether it's a difficult colleague, a strained family relationship, or a misunderstanding with a friend. Have you ever wondered how some people manage to stay calm and collected, no matter the situation? What is their secret to maintaining inner peace while effectively addressing issues? The answer lies in the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. So if you're tired of being dragged into emotional battles and want to discover a new way to handle conflicts with poise and effectiveness, you're in the right place. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like the video, hit the subscribe button, and join our community for more insightful content. We'd love to hear your thoughts about these Stoic lessons, so leave a comment below. If you're not sure what to say, just type "Thanks for sharing." Let's dive in and begin this journey of emotional liberation together. Care less about people's opinions. Have you ever felt the crushing weight of other people's opinions? The constant stream of expectations and judgments that seem to dictate how you should live your life. Imagine the freedom you could experience if you could let go of this burden and focus solely on what truly matters to you. This is the first powerful Stoic habit we're going to explore: caring less about people's opinions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, once said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This quote perfectly encapsulates the paradox many of us live in. We strive to meet others' expectations, often at the expense of our own happiness and peace of mind. But why do we give so much power to the opinions of others? Think about the times you've changed your plans, your appearance, or even your beliefs because of what someone else might think. How did it make you feel? Likely it created anxiety, self-doubt, and a sense of inauthenticity. The Stoics teach us that true freedom and inner peace come from within, not from external validation. So how can we start caring less about people's opinions? It begins with a shift in mindset. Ask yourself, whose opinion truly matters when it comes to my life? When you lay your head on your pillow at night, it's your thoughts, your values, and your actions that you are left with. Embrace the idea that the only approval you need is your own. Next, reaffirm your values. What do you stand for? What principles guide your life? When your actions align with your beliefs, you'll find a profound sense of peace and authenticity that no amount of external approval can match. This alignment is key to living a fulfilling life. Moreover, caring less about what others think doesn't mean becoming indifferent or arrogant. It's about recognizing that everyone has their own perspectives shaped by their experiences and biases. These opinions are not a true reflection of who you are. By understanding this, you can detach yourself from the need for external validation and focus on what genuinely matters to you. Imagine the freedom of being unapologetically you, not swayed by fleeting opinions or the latest trends. When you stop seeking approval from others, you start living for yourself. This authenticity not only brings inner peace, but also attracts the right kind of people into your life. Those who appreciate you for who you truly are. Incorporate this Stoic habit into your daily life. Practice self-reflection and remind yourself of Marcus Aurelius' wisdom. Let go of the need for external validation and embrace the power that comes from valuing your own opinion above all others. This is the first step towards solving problems with people and living a more peaceful, fulfilling life. Don't take things personally. Have you ever felt the sting of someone's words or actions, wondering why they hurt so much? What if I told you that their behavior often has little to do with you, and everything to do with their own struggles and perceptions? This idea is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and can be a game changer in how you handle conflicts and misunderstandings. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This profound wisdom invites us to look beyond the surface of others' actions and recognize that most of the time, their behavior is not a reflection of us, but rather a mirror of their own internal battles. Imagine a scenario where a colleague snaps at you during a meeting. Your immediate reaction might be to take it personally, feeling hurt or unjustly criticized. But let's pause for a moment and consider the Stoic perspective. Could it be that your colleague is dealing with stress, pressure, or personal issues that have nothing to do with you? By not taking their actions personally, you can diffuse the situation and maintain your own peace of mind. The Stoics teach us that our peace of mind is within our control. We can't always control what others do or say, but we can control how we react. When we take things personally, we hand over our emotional power to others. Instead, by choosing to interpret their actions through a lens of empathy and understanding, we reclaim that power and protect our inner tranquility. Here's another angle. Think about the times you've reacted harshly towards someone. Reflect on those moments. Were you actually upset with them? Or were you projecting your own frustrations and stresses onto them? Recognizing this in ourselves can help us extend the same understanding to others. It's not always easy, but with practice we can train our minds to pause and choose a reasoned response over a reactive one. So how do we start applying this in our daily lives? Begin by adopting a mindset of curiosity. Rather than judgment, when someone's actions hurt or offend you, ask yourself, what might they be going through? This simple shift in perspective can transform how you experience and react to conflict. Remember, the goal is not to excuse bad behavior, but to navigate it with wisdom and composure. By not taking things personally, you not only protect your own peace of mind, but also create a space for more compassionate and constructive interactions. This Stoic practice can significantly improve your relationships and help you solve problems with people more effectively. 3. Practice honesty with yourself and others. Have you ever found yourself tangled in a web of lies, feeling the weight of deceit pressing down on you? What if the key to resolving conflicts and building stronger relationships was as simple as embracing honesty? In today's world where transparency can sometimes feel like a rare commodity, practicing honesty stands out as a powerful tool for navigating interpersonal problems. Let's dive into why honesty, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, is essential for solving problems with people. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, profoundly stated, "He who has the power to smile at death and maintain his equanimity in the face of suffering has surely attained." The ultimate honesty, both with ourselves and others, is a vital part of achieving this equanimity. When we align our external actions and words with our internal values and beliefs, we foster a profound sense of integrity and wholeness. Think about it. Deceit requires a significant mental effort. You have to remember your lies, cover your tracks, and live in constant fear of being found out. This constant vigilance is mentally exhausting and creates a barrier between you and others. Honesty, on the other hand, is simple and liberating. It allows you to live with ease and clarity, free from the tangled web of deceit. But honesty isn't just about not lying to others. It's about being truthful with yourself. How often do we convince ourselves that we're okay when we're not, or that we don't care about something when we do? By practicing self-honesty, we pave the way for genuine growth and self-acceptance. It means acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses, our desires and fears. This self-awareness is crucial in understanding how we interact with others and why we react the way we do. Imagine a world where everyone you interact with knows that they can trust your words and actions implicitly. Such trust can strengthen relationships, both personal and professional. When you are honest, people are more likely to reciprocate, leading to deeper, more meaningful connections. Furthermore, honesty has practical benefits. When you're truthful, you don't have to remember what you said to whom, and you avoid the stress and anxiety associated with keeping up appearances. This mental clarity can lead to better decision-making and more peaceful interactions. In moments of conflict, honesty can be a beacon. By clearly expressing your feelings and perspectives, you invite others to do the same, creating an environment where problems can be addressed quickly. Openly and constructively, it transforms conflicts into opportunities for understanding and growth. So how can you cultivate honesty in your daily life? Start with small steps. Practice transparency in your interactions. Reflect on your day and acknowledge moments where you might not have been entirely honest. Ask yourself why and how you can improve. Remember, it's a journey, and every step toward honesty is a step toward a more serene and meaningful life. Incorporating honesty into your daily interactions not only simplifies your life, but also builds a foundation of trust and respect in your relationships. As you practice honesty, you'll find that it not only resolves conflicts more effectively, but also fosters a deeper connection with yourself and those around you. For 4, cultivate patience. Have you ever found yourself losing your cool in traffic or feeling your blood boil when dealing with a difficult person? What if you could transform those moments of frustration into opportunities for growth and inner peace? In today's fast-paced world, patience is a rare virtue, but it is one that the Stoics deeply valued and practiced. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, wrote extensively about the importance of patience. He saw it not just as a passive waiting, but as an active engagement with the present moment, whatever it may hold. He believed that patience is the antidote to anger, suggesting that by cultivating patience we can transform potential irritants into lessons of endurance and calm. Imagine this. You're stuck in traffic. The cars ahead of you are barely moving, and you feel the frustration building up inside you. Now, instead of letting that frustration take over, what if you saw this moment as an opportunity? An opportunity to listen to your favorite music, an audiobook, or simply to your own thoughts. This shift doesn't change the traffic, but it changes how you experience it, turning a frustrating wait into a moment of peace or even enjoyment. Similarly, when dealing with a challenging person, patience can be your secret weapon. Imagine if, instead of reacting with irritation or anger, you respond with patience. You give yourself a moment to understand where they're coming from, to recognize that their behavior is more about their own struggles than anything else. This doesn't mean you accept bad behavior, but you respond to it with composure and thoughtfulness, which often diffuses tension and leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. But how do we cultivate this kind of patience in our everyday lives? It starts with awareness. Recognize when impatience is starting to bubble up inside you. Then pause, take a deep breath, and remember Marcus Aurelius and the countless others who have faced far greater trials with patience and dignity. Adjust your expectations. Often our impatience stems from things not going according to our plan. Remind yourself that you're not in control of everything, only your response to things. By setting more realistic expectations, you can find peace in the unfolding of life, however it happens. Every moment of impatience is a chance to practice, to deepen your understanding of Stoicism and to cultivate a serene mind. View each test of patience as an opportunity, not a hurdle. Like a muscle that gets stronger with exercise, your capacity for patience grows every time you choose it over frustration, and the rewards are immense. A calmer mind, less stress, and a reputation as someone who is composed and thoughtful, even in challenging situations. So next time you find yourself in a situation that tests your patience, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius: the mind adapts and converts to its own purposes, the obstacle to our acting. Let every challenge be a chance to practice and grow, cultivating patience as a powerful Stoic habit for solving problems with people. 5. Embody your philosophy. Have you ever felt that your words and actions don't quite align, leading to stress and inconsistency in your relationships? Imagine the power of living a life where your principles are not just spoken, but clearly demonstrated in everything you do. This is what the Stoic philosopher Epictetus meant when he encouraged his students to embody their philosophy. It's not about lecturing others on what they should do, but about showing through your own actions the virtues you hold dear. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This advice is profoundly relevant when dealing with people and solving interpersonal problems. When you consistently live out your values, you become a beacon of reliability and integrity. Your actions become a testament to your character, setting a powerful example for others. This leads to greater trust and respect in your relationships, and ultimately to more harmonious interactions. Think about it. How often do we see people who say one thing but do another? It's frustrating and creates a sense of distrust. Now imagine being the person who always acts in accordance with their values. No matter the situation, your consistency not only earns you respect, but also inspires others to reflect on their own actions and values. By embodying your philosophy, you become a living example of the change you wish to see in the world. How do you start embodying your philosophy, especially in a world filled with temptations and distractions? It begins with self-reflection. Take a moment to consider the values that are truly important to you. What principles do you want to guide your life? Once you have clarity on these, strive to align your actions with your values. This alignment isn't about being perfect. It's about making a genuine effort to live according to your ideals, even when it's hard. And when you do slip up, it's about owning your mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward with even greater resolve. Another key aspect of embodying your philosophy is consistency. It's not just about doing the right thing when it's easy or when it's hard. When people are watching, it's about being consistent in your values, whether you're in the spotlight or alone. This consistency builds trust and respect, making your interactions more meaningful and effective. Imagine the ripple effect you can create by simply living out your principles. When you show kindness, even in challenging situations, others take notice. It might inspire them to act kindly in turn. When you demonstrate integrity, refusing to compromise on your values, it sets a standard for those around you. Your actions can encourage others to reflect on their own behavior and strive for improvement. By embodying your philosophy, you don't just solve problems with people, you inspire them. You lead by example, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. So ask yourself, are you ready to live your philosophy every day? The journey might be challenging, but the impact you can make is immeasurable. 6. Maintain your inner peace. Have you ever felt like the negativity of others was dragging you down? Do you struggle to maintain your calm in the face of criticism or harsh comments? If so, you're not alone. Dealing with difficult people can be one of the most challenging aspects of life. But what if I told you that you have the power to protect your inner peace, no matter what others say or do? Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, often wrote about maintaining one's inner peace amidst external turmoil. He spoke of the inner citadel, a fortress within us that no external negativity can breach unless we allow it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This concept is incredibly empowering. Imagine having a sanctuary within yourself that remains untouched by the storms of criticism, judgment, or negativity from others. So how do we build and maintain this inner citadel? It begins with recognizing what is and isn't within our control. We can't control other people's actions, the harsh comments they make, or the unkind rumors they spread. But we can control our response. We can choose not to engage with their negativity, not to internalize their harsh words, and not to let it disturb our peace. The first step is to pause and reflect. When faced with negativity, take a moment to breathe and remind yourself that this moment is just that. A moment. It will pass. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Often you'll find that the answer is no. This simple act of pausing can prevent a reactive spiral and give you space to choose a more reasoned response. Another powerful strategy is to reflect on the intention behind the negativity. Often those who lash out are struggling with their own issues, insecurities, or pain. Understanding this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help us respond with compassion rather than defensiveness or anger. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Practicing mindfulness can also help maintain your inner citadel. Engage with uplifting content, connect with supportive people, and fill your environment with things that bring you joy and peace. By staying present and grounded, you can keep your inner peace intact, even in the face of external negativity. Remember, maintaining your inner peace is not about building walls or becoming indifferent. It's about choosing where to focus your energy and attention. It's about preserving your inner strength so you can face challenges with confidence, grace, and resilience. By cultivating these Stoic habits, you can transform how you deal with people and protect your precious inner peace. 7. Approach life with love and compassion. Have you ever wondered how love and compassion can play a role in solving problems with people? In the often tumultuous landscape of human interactions, it's easy to react with frustration or anger. But what if we approach these challenges with love and compassion instead? Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This profound insight offers us a powerful tool for navigating conflicts and fostering better relationships. Imagine transforming every interaction, even with difficult people, into an opportunity to show goodwill and understanding. How different would your life be if you could diffuse tension and build stronger connections simply by changing your perspective? Love and compassion are not just passive feelings. They are active, vibrant energies that you put out into the world. When faced with negativity, responding with empathy rather than defensiveness can have a transformative effect on both you and the other person involved. Think about the last time someone lashed out at you. Were they perhaps struggling with their own issues, insecurities, or pain? Recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles helps us to respond with kindness rather than anger. This doesn't mean we condone bad behavior, but it allows us to see their negativity as their burden, not ours. By choosing compassion, we lighten both our load and theirs, fostering a more harmonious interaction. Moreover, love and compassion extend beyond our immediate relationships to encompass a broader view of life itself. Embracing life with open arms, appreciating its beauty, and engaging with the world positively can profoundly impact our well-being. It means practicing gratitude daily, showing appreciation to those around us, and reflecting on our actions and intentions to ensure they are rooted in love and kindness. How can we cultivate this loving, Stoic approach to life? Start small. Offer a kind word to a stranger. www.muji.org. Show appreciation to your loved ones and practice gratitude. Reflect on moments when you might have responded with irritation and think about how you could have approached it with more empathy. By making conscious choices rooted in love and compassion, you can transform your interactions and relationships. Remember, as Seneca said, every human interaction is an opportunity for kindness. By embracing this Stoic habit, you can solve problems with people more effectively and create a more peaceful, fulfilling life. So the next time you face a challenging person or situation, ask yourself, how can I respond with love and compassion? The answer might just change your life. 8. Communicate clearly and calmly. Have you ever found yourself in a heated argument where words are flying, but nothing productive is being said? How often do we walk away from conflicts feeling misunderstood or unheard? Clear and calm communication is crucial for resolving problems with people, and the Stoics have profound wisdom to offer on this front. The Stoics valued rational and effective dialogue as a means to maintain harmony and understanding. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This principle is vital when communicating, especially in conflict situations, by ensuring our words are true and our actions right. We set a foundation for trust and respect in our interactions. Imagine approaching every conversation, even difficult ones, with a sense of calm and clarity. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to pause, breathe, and listen, and collect your thoughts. This simple act can prevent misunderstandings and help you articulate your points more effectively. It's about controlling your emotions and not letting them dictate your words. When we speak from a place of calm, our message is clearer, and we are more likely to be understood. Active listening is another key component of clear communication. Often, in the heat of a disagreement, we focus on what we want to say next, rather than truly hearing the other person. The Stoics teach us to listen more and speak less. By truly listening, we can understand the other person's perspective, which is crucial for resolving conflicts. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything being said, but it shows respect and a willingness to find common ground. Furthermore, using I statements instead of you statements can transform the way we communicate during conflicts. For example, saying "I feel upset when this happens" is less accusatory and more constructive than "you always do this." This approach reduces defensiveness and opens the door for a more productive dialogue. Remember, the goal is not to win an argument, but to find a resolution that respects both parties' viewpoints. By communicating clearly and calmly, you demonstrate self-control and respect, which are essential Stoic virtues. This habit not only helps resolve current conflicts, but also strengthens relationships, making future interactions smoother and more positive. Incorporate these Stoic principles into your daily interactions and observe how your relationships transform. Clear and calm communication is not just about solving problems, it's about building a foundation of mutual respect and understanding that can withstand the test of time. 9. Cherish your relationships. How often do you find yourself caught up in the chaos of daily life, neglecting the people who truly matter? In our busy world, it's easy to get lost in the hustle, overlooking the importance of our relationships. But what if I told you that cherishing your relationships is a powerful Stoic habit that can transform the way you solve problems with people? The Stoics, despite their emphasis on rationality and self-discipline, deeply valued the connections we share with others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." This profound wisdom highlights the lasting impact of our actions, especially in our relationships. The moments we spend with our loved ones, the kindness we show, and the support we offer create echoes that can last a lifetime. So how can cherishing your relationships help you solve problems with people? It starts with presence. When you're fully present with your loved ones, you listen more intently, understand their perspectives better, and respond with empathy and compassion. This presence fosters deeper connections and creates a foundation of trust and respect, making it easier to navigate conflicts and misunderstandings. Expressing gratitude is another crucial aspect. How often do you take the time to thank the people in your life for their support, love, and companionship? A simple thank you, a note of appreciation, or a kind word can go a long way in strengthening your relationships. Gratitude acknowledges the value of the other person and their contribution to your life, fostering a positive and supportive environment. Moreover, cherishing your relationships involves making time for the people who matter. It's about prioritizing your loved ones even when life gets busy. This might mean setting aside regular time for family dinners, scheduling catch-ups with friends, or simply being there when someone needs you. By making time for your loved ones, you show them that they are a priority in your life, reinforcing the bond you share. Remember, the Stoics teach us that our time on this earth is fleeting. The moments we have with our loved ones are precious and not to be taken for granted. By cherishing your relationships, you not only enhance your personal well-being, but also create a supportive network that can help you navigate the challenges of life. So ask yourself, are you truly present with the people who matter most to you? Do you regularly express gratitude and make time for your loved ones? Embrace this powerful Stoic habit and watch how it transforms your relationships and your ability to solve problems with people. By prioritizing and nurturing your connections, you'll create a more harmonious and fulfilling life. Echoing the wisdom of the Stoics in every interaction. 10. Set boundaries. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by someone's constant negativity or demands? Do you find it challenging to maintain your peace when others overstep their limits? Setting boundaries is a powerful Stoic habit that can transform how you solve problems with people. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in trying to please everyone, often at the expense of our own well-being. The Stoics, however, teach us that maintaining our inner peace and integrity is paramount. As Epictetus wisely said, no person is free who is not master of himself. This means taking control of our interactions and ensuring they align with our values. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out or being harsh. It's about creating a space where respectful and positive interactions can thrive. When you establish clear boundaries, you protect yourself from the draining effects of toxic behavior and make room for more meaningful and fulfilling interactions. But how do you go about setting these boundaries effectively? First, it's essential to identify your limits. What behaviors are unacceptable to you? What actions drain your energy or cause you stress? Recognizing these triggers is key. It's the first step in setting your boundaries. For instance, if constant criticism from a colleague is affecting your work performance and mental health, it's crucial to address this issue directly and assertively. Communicating your boundaries clearly is the next step. Be honest and straightforward about what you will and will not tolerate. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing the other person. For example, you might say, "I feel stressed when I receive negative feedback," without constructive suggestions. I would appreciate it if we could focus on solutions moving forward. It's also important to enforce your boundaries consistently. If someone crosses the line, calmly remind them of your limits and the consequences of not respecting them. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but remember that you are prioritizing your well-being and fostering healthy living. The interactions by setting and maintaining boundaries, you cultivate a sense of control and self-respect. You become less reactive and more proactive in your relationships, which is a key aspect of Stoic wisdom. This practice not only helps you manage difficult people, but also empowers you to live more authentically and peacefully. Are you ready to reclaim your inner peace and establish healthier relationships? Start setting those boundaries today and see how this Stoic habit transforms your life. Remember, true freedom lies in being the master of your own mind. Conclusion: incorporating Stoic principles into your daily interactions can profoundly transform the way you solve problems with people. By caring less about others' opinions, not taking things personally, practicing honesty, cultivating patience, embodying your philosophy, maintaining your inner peace, approaching life with love and compassion, focusing on your own path, practicing empathy and setting boundaries, you build a resilient and harmonious approach to relationships. The wisdom of the Stoics, as timeless as it is, offers us practical tools to navigate the complexities of modern life. By internalizing these habits, you can handle conflicts with grace, maintain your composure in the face of adversity, and foster more meaningful connections. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, are you ready to embrace these powerful Stoic habits and transform your relationships? Start implementing these tips today and watch how your interactions become more peaceful and productive. Insults lose their weight and social pressures become meaningless. This doesn't lead to indifference or apathy. It does the opposite. It helps you live with clarity, focusing only on what truly matters. The ancient Romans had a unique custom. When a victorious general returned to the city, greeted by deafening cheers, a slave would stand beside him and whisper into his ear a spy's poster. "Look behind you. Remember that you are only a man. Remember that you will die." A simple reminder, yet powerful enough to keep him grounded, preventing him from drowning in the illusion of glory. The same applies to us whether we succeed or fail. We all return to dust, so why fear the judgment of others? Why worry about things that will soon be gone? But how do you truly live by memento mori instead of just understanding it? First, train yourself to view every event in life through the lens of death. When someone angers you, ask, "If I were to die tomorrow, would this still matter?" When you hesitate before making a decision, think, if today were my last, what would I do? This mindset cuts away the unnecessary and refocus your attention on what is truly valuable. Another way to practice is by actively confronting death. Visit a cemetery, read the inscriptions on tombstones, and recognize that fame, status, and petty conflicts all end up buried. Imagine your final moments. How do you want to feel? Regretful for wasting time on trivial matters, or at peace knowing you stayed true to what was important? If death is inevitable, then the only thing that truly matters is how we live before it arrives. Ultimately, Stoicism is never just theoretical. It is not meant to be read and forgotten, but applied immediately. Ask yourself, if today were your last, would you still care about the little things? Would you let fear hold you back? Or would you act with absolute freedom? Live in a way that when death comes you can smile, knowing nothing could ever truly shake your soul. Right now you've made it halfway through this video, and that is no small feat in a world full of distractions. Sitting down and absorbing knowledge is already a victory. But don't stop here. What you are about to discover next will complete the picture, showing you not just how to understand mental invincibility, but how to apply it to your life. If you found value in what we've explored so far, leave a sign. Something as simple as a like to help spread this philosophy to more people. And now let's continue, because the most important part is still ahead. Number 6, believe in yourself. There's a simple truth that few dare to admit. You are not hurt because others are too strong, but because you are not strong enough. A harsh comment, a dismissive glance, a failure. These things can only shake you if you allow them to. That's why self-belief is the strongest shield against external forces. But believing in yourself doesn't mean blindly assuming you are always right. It means knowing your worth so well that no one can make you doubt yourself. Imagine you are an athlete preparing for a big competition. Outsiders may underestimate you, mock you, or question your abilities. But if you know how much you've trained, how well you've prepared, do their words still matter? When you truly believe in yourself, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Real confidence isn't about shouting, "I'm great." It's about staying calm in the face of doubt, because you understand yourself deeply enough not to waver. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." It's ironic how people fear being judged, yet allow others' opinions to dictate their lives. A passing remark can keep someone awake at night questioning themselves, when in reality they are the only ones who truly know what they've done. If you genuinely believe in yourself, you'll break free from the endless cycle of seeking external validation. You'll dare to move forward even when the world turns its back, because you know you are on the right path. But how do you build self-belief? First, stop comparing. An oak tree doesn't look at a willow and question its worth. You have your own journey, your own abilities, and your own reason to exist. When you focus on yourself instead of others, your confidence will naturally grow. Second, keep the promises you make to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something, but don't you erode your own trust, but every small commitment you follow through strengthens the foundation of your confidence. Embrace failure as part of the process. No fighter is undefeated forever, but the strongest one is the one who gets back up the fastest. If you refuse to let failure define you, you will never truly be defeated. The Bible says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life." The real reward belongs to those who remain steadfast through hardship. True self-belief isn't built on praise or easy victories. It comes from falling and rising again. If you no longer doubt yourself, no one can make you falter. And once you've learned to trust yourself, the next step is to determine what truly matters. Because confidence without direction can easily turn into arrogance. That's why the next lesson is about focusing on your core values, the very thing that will not only help you stand firm, but also walk the right path. Number 7, focus on core values. There's a simple question that can shake the very foundation of your being. If tomorrow Everything you own, your wealth, your reputation, your status were to disappear, what would be left? Most people would be unsettled, realizing they've tied their self-worth to things that can be taken away, but a Stoic wouldn't flinch. Their strength doesn't come from power or control, but from something untouchable, their core values. Think of a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean. No matter how violent the waves, it remains unmoved because it isn't anchored to the water, but to the rock. Beneath your core values work the same way. They are the unshakable foundation that keeps you steady in life's storms if you know what you stand for. Integrity, courage, compassion. You won't be easily swayed by opinions, rejection, or loss. People might take your job, but they can't take your work ethic. They might betray you, but they can't turn you into a betrayer. One of the most powerful ways to apply this principle is to decide right now what is non-negotiable in your life. Some people value honesty above all else. They'd rather lose an opportunity than tell a lie. Others prioritize loyalty. They refuse to betray no matter the temptation. When you are clear on this, decision-making becomes effortless. If someone asks you to go against your principles, you won't hesitate. The answer is already decided, as Marcus Aurelius put it, just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. But here's the interesting part. When you live by your core values, you don't just become stronger, you earn the respect of others. Think of someone you truly admire. It's not because they're rich or famous, but because they have an unshakable quality, perhaps integrity, courage, or resilience. They may have faced failure, but they never lost themselves. That's what makes them untouchable. Even the Bible says whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out. Those who compromise their values for short-term gain may succeed for a while, but eventually their lack of authenticity is exposed. On the other hand, those who hold firm to their principles build a foundation that cannot be broken. The truth is, the world will test you again and again. You'll face moments that challenge what you believe in a friend might suggest. Cutting corners for quick gains, an opportunity may arise, but only if you compromise your ethics, and that's the defining moment. Are you truly untouchable? Will you stand firm or let circumstances dictate who you are? This isn't a question for philosophers on paper, it's a question for you right now. So ask yourself, what value matters most to you? If everything external vanished tomorrow, what would still remain within you? If you found your answer, live by it as if nothing else matters. And if you are ready to be untouchable, comment untouchable. Core to affirm your commitment. Number 8, anti-fragile mindset. Imagine you are holding a glass and throwing it to the ground. It shatters a metal cup. It might dent, but a rubber ball, not only does it remain intact, but it also bounces back even higher. If your mind is like glass, every shock in life will leave cracks. If you are like the metal cup, you can endure, but the scars remain. But if you are the rubber ball, you don't just withstand the impact, you use it to propel yourself even higher. This is the essence of being anti-fragile, not just resilient, but growing stronger through adversity. Someone insults you. A fragile mind reacts in anger. A resilient mind endures and moves on. But an anti-fragile mind treats the insult as emotional training. It doesn't just remain unaffected. It sharpens its ability to stay calm and in control. Remember, the more easily you are provoked by words, the easier you are to manipulate. If a single comment can upset you, you've already given someone else control over your emotions. You fail at work, the average person feels discouraged. A strong person perseveres, but someone with an anti-fragile mindset doesn't just get back up. How many moments of joy have you lost dwelling on the past or worrying about the future? Life will never be perfect, but we can choose how we perceive it. If today you decide to accept everything as it is, without resentment, without resistance, simply accepting, you will find the world lighter and your heart at peace. And that is the path to happiness. Yet accepting things as they are is only half the journey. After all, life is not just what we see in front of us. It is also the unknown that lies ahead. What will tomorrow bring? Will our expectations be met, Or will an unexpected turn await us if we keep fearing the unknown? Can our minds ever truly be at peace? To find lasting happiness, we must learn to embrace uncertainty with an open heart, something we will explore next. Number 3, embrace uncertainty. Why do we fear uncertainty? Because our minds are bound by the illusion of control. We want to know what tomorrow holds. We want certainty that our plans will unfold exactly as expected, but in reality everything can change in an instant: a sudden storm, an unexpected phone call, an unforeseen opportunity. What happens when we resist uncertainty? We become tense, anxious, desperately clinging to things that were never truly ours to hold. But what happens when we learn to embrace it? We become free. Epictetus once said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." When we internalize this wisdom, we stop wasting energy on what's beyond our control and focus instead on how we respond to it. A trader cannot control the market, but they can control their investment choices. A person cannot stop the rain from falling, but they can choose to carry an umbrella or enjoy the rain. It is this ability to take charge of our perspective that transforms uncertainty from an enemy into an ally. Imagine your mind as a wild horse if you try to control it. By pulling the reins too tightly, it'll resist and throw you off. But if you learn to guide it with skill and ease, you can ride it freely without fear. Uncertainty works the same way rather than fighting against it. Learn to ride its waves. When faced with an unclear future, don't panic. Instead, ask, what opportunity does this bring? Rather than thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Ask yourself, how can I adapt? Applying this mindset in real life is not as difficult as you might think. The first step is to recognize the things you are trying to control in vain. Write them down. I worry about how others perceive me. I fear my plans will fail. I'm scared. Things won't go as expected. Then ask yourself, are these things truly within my control? If not, let them go. Next, practice adaptability. Try going through a day without rigidly planning every detail. Just let things unfold naturally. When an unexpected obstacle arises, observe how you react. Do you tense up or do you accept it? Can you find a creative solution instead of resisting? Each time you succeed, you will feel lighter, stronger. Finally, cultivate faith in yourself. Not blind faith that everything will always be fine, but the belief that whatever happens, you will handle it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that human beings possess an extraordinary ability to adapt, as long as they do not lose their composure in the face of the unknown. You don't need to know exactly what the future holds. You only need to trust that whatever comes, you will stand firm. Look back on your life. How many times have moments of uncertainty opened doors you never expected, leading you to incredible experiences beyond your imagination? Share your story in the comments. I would love to hear about your journey. And if you still hesitate to embrace uncertainty, perhaps now is the time to face it with courage. You may not control every turn life takes, but you can learn to flow with it and savor the ride. And when you do, you won't just find peace. You'll discover an extraordinary strength within yourself. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue building resilience, discovering value, and finding strength together on this journey. Number 4, be indifferent to praise and criticism. Imagine you are walking through a bustling marketplace. Vendors call out to you from all directions, each with their own pitch, their own price, their own enticing offer. Some flatter you. You have a great eye for quality. Others criticize. You probably don't know how to choose properly. If you react to every single comment, you'll be exhausted before you even leave the market. But if you simply smile and keep walking, none of it will weigh on you. Life is just like that marketplace. People will always have something to say about you. One day, you are a hero. The next day, you are a failure. If you let yourself be swayed by every opinion, you'll be trapped in an endless cycle of validation and rejection, of joy and despair. But if you choose indifference, not because you don't care, but because you understand that your worth isn't defined by praise or criticism, you will be truly free. What does this mean? It means you don't have to please everyone. If someone likes you, great. If someone doesn't, that's fine too. Stoics don't advise you to become cold or unfeeling. They simply want you to realize that your mind belongs to you, not to the crowd. Epictetus once said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" If someone speaks badly about you, instead of scrambling to defend yourself or fix your reputation in their eyes, ask yourself, how many other flaws of mine have they not even noticed? Is it really worth your concern? This perspective is paradoxical, but incredibly liberating. Can you think of a time when you took someone's negativity personally? How might you reframe it next time? When someone you care about is toxic, it's tempting to step in and try to fix them. But here's the thing, real change comes from within. You can't force someone to see the world differently or to act with more kindness. It has to be their choice. The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can control, and that means letting go of the urge to take responsibility for someone else's behavior. Instead, lead by example. Show them what inner peace and emotional strength look like. Example, let's say a close friend is constantly negative. Instead of trying to change them, simply model positive behavior. Share what's working for you, like a book you've read or a mindfulness practice, and let them decide if they want to follow suit. Reflection prompt. Are you carrying the burden of trying to fix someone in your life? What would it feel like to let that go? There are times when the best way to protect your peace is to walk away. This isn't about giving up. It's about recognizing when a relationship is doing more harm than good. Walking away doesn't have to mean dramatic exits or burned bridges. It could be as simple as reducing contact, declining invitations, or creating emotional distance. Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Don't waste your precious time and energy on relationships that undermine your well-being. Practical example, maybe you have a friend who constantly belittles you. Instead of confronting them in anger, you could gradually reduce your interactions, politely decline meetups, or limit conversations to neutral topics. Over time, you'll create space for them. Transcripts provided by Transcription Outsourcing LLC. But for yourself, it's easy to feel guilt or shame for putting up with negativity for so long, or for not handling every interaction perfectly. But holding on to that guilt only weighs you down. Forgiveness in the Stoic sense is about letting go of what you can't control. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This includes loving yourself enough to release resentment and move forward with a lighter heart. Example, picture yourself on a journey carrying a heavy backpack filled with anger and regret. Now imagine setting that backpack down and walking away free and unburdened. That's what self-forgiveness feels like. Reflection. Prompt. What guilt or regret are you holding on to? How can you begin to let it go? Now that we've explored these 13 powerful Stoic strategies, I hope you're beginning to see just how much control you actually have over your inner peace. Life will always present challenges, whether it's toxic people, unexpected setbacks, or just the day-to-day stresses we all face. But as the Stoics teach us, the key to lasting tranquility lies within you. Let's bring it all together. Let's take a moment to revisit the tools you've added to your Stoic arsenal today. Remember, these aren't just ideas. You can use every single day to strengthen your inner fortress. Recognize the toxic threat. Start by identifying who or what is disrupting your peace. Awareness is your first defense. Build strong boundaries. Protect your emotional territory with clear, respectful limits. Practice the gray rock method. Stay neutral and unresponsive to negativity. Don't give toxic behavior the fuel it craves. Master the broken record technique. Repeat your boundaries calmly and consistently to stand firm. Don't take the bait. Choose not to react emotionally to provocations. The power of non-reaction, silence and stillness, can disarm negativity more effectively than words. Limit your exposure. Reduce the time and energy spent with toxic individuals. Build your support system. Surround yourself with uplifting, positive influences who inspire and encourage you. Prioritize self-care. Recharge your emotional batteries through practices that nourish your body and mind. Remember, it's not about you. Recognize that toxic behavior reflects their inner turmoil, not your worth. Don't try to fix them. Focus on your growth and let them take responsibility for their journey. Know when to walk away. Sometimes creating distance is the most compassionate choice for yourself. Forgive yourself. Release guilt and resentment. To move forward with a lighter heart. Each of these strategies is a step toward reclaiming your peace and building emotional resilience. The more you practice them, the stronger your inner fortress will become. As we close, I want to leave you with this thought. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about mastering your emotions so they don't master you. Toxic people will come and go, but your peace is something you can nurture and protect every single day. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." And that's exactly what these 13 strategies are about. Taking back your power, one step at a time. Which strategy stood out to you the most? Was it setting boundaries, practicing non-reaction, or maybe focusing on self-care? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found these lessons helpful, please like this video and share it with someone who could benefit from Stoic wisdom. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Inner Fortress, for more practical advice and timeless insights. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll dive into Marcus Aurelius' personal morning routine and how you can use it to start every day with purpose and peace. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and protect your peace. I want to leave you with a few practical ways to integrate these strategies into your daily routine. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a lifestyle. Here are 3 simple daily practices to reinforce what we've covered today. Start your day with reflection. Take 5 minutes every morning to ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? How can I approach them with patience and resilience? This practice, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, helps prepare your mind for whatever comes your way. Carry a Stoic reminder. Write down a favorite Stoic quote or mantra and keep it in your pocket, wallet, or phone. When you're feeling overwhelmed, read it to center yourself. One of my favorites is Seneca's reminder. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Journal your experiences. At the end of the day, reflect on how you handled interactions. Did you maintain your boundaries? Did you let something go instead of reacting? Celebrate your progress and identify areas for growth. These small habits can have a big impact over time. Remember, Stoicism is a journey. It's not about perfection, but progress. Before we wrap up, let me share a quick story. A friend of mine was dealing with a particularly toxic coworker. This person would constantly criticize their work in front of others, undermining their confidence. My friend felt angry, embarrassed, and powerless until they discovered Stoicism. They started by using the grey rock method, responding to the criticism with calm neutrality. Then they set clear boundaries, telling the co-worker in private, "I'm open to constructive feedback, but I won't tolerate disrespectful comments." Over time, the co-worker's behavior changed. Not because my friend fixed them, but because they refused to engage in the toxic cycle. This transformation didn't happen overnight, but it did happen, and it's proof that Stoicism works. Even in the toughest situations as you go about your day, remember that Stoicism is a practice. You don't have to get it perfect. Each time you choose to set a boundary, respond with calm, or let go of negativity, you're taking a step toward a more peaceful and resilient life. And here's the thing, the more you practice, the easier it gets. Soon, protecting your peace will become second nature. You'll find yourself feeling lighter, calmer, and more in control, no matter who or what comes your way. As we close out this guide, let's look at how you can seamlessly integrate Stoic principles into your daily life. Stoicism isn't just something you practice when things get tough. It's a way of life that helps you build resilience, clarity, and peace every single day. Let's break this down into 3 daily practices you can start implementing right away. Morning preparation, midday reflection, and evening review. Your morning sets the tone for the entire day, so why not begin with a Stoic mindset? Marcus Aurelius often began his day by reminding himself of the challenges he might face. In his meditations, he wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." While that might sound a bit grim, his point was to prepare himself mentally, not to expect perfection from others, but to approach the day with patience and resilience. Here's a simple exercise you can try tomorrow morning. Take 5 minutes to reflect on the day ahead. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? How can I respond calmly and with kindness? Choose one Stoic principle like staying calm in the face of negativity or setting boundaries, and keep it in mind as your guiding intention for the day. Let's say you know you'll have a difficult conversation at work. Instead of dreading it, prepare yourself by thinking, I can't control their reaction, but I can control how I respond with clarity and composure. This simple shift in perspective can make a huge difference. What's one way you can prepare yourself mentally for tomorrow? What Stoic principle will you focus on? Life moves fast, and it's easy to get caught up in the chaos of the day. That's why it's so important to pause and reflect. The Stoics believed in taking regular breaks to evaluate their thoughts and actions, and you can do the same. Set aside just 5 minutes at lunch or during a break to check in with yourself. Ask, how have I handled challenges so far today? Am I living according to my values, or have I been pulled off course by negativity or distractions? This simple practice keeps you grounded and helps you course correct if needed. Try journaling your midday reflections. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Just jot down a few sentences about what's going well and where you can improve. Over time, these reflections will become a powerful tool for personal growth. Let's say a coworker made a snide remark earlier, and you found yourself getting upset. Did you know that the ancient Stoics believed mastering your energy could transform not just your mindset, but your entire life? In today's fast-paced world, finding ways to harness and direct our energy effectively is crucial. This video will explore specific strategies that can enhance your mental clarity, boost your productivity, and improve your overall well-being. These are methods I've personally tested and integrated into my daily life, bringing significant changes. Get comfortable and let's dive into these transformative insights. If you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. Stick around as I'll share actionable steps and personal stories that illustrate these practices in action. Without further ado, let's get started and uncover the secrets to mastering your energy with practical Stoic wisdom. Mastering your energy with selective learning. Have you ever stopped to consider what influences your energy every day? Think about it. The books you read, the music you listen to, even the conversations you engage in. This is the powerful concept of selective learning, and how it's not just about filtering out the noise, but consciously choosing sources that enrich our lives, align with our values, and enhance our energy. This approach is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to focus our efforts only on things within our control, and that contribute positively to our personal growth. Let's pull from a personal journey I once shared. It was a quest to declutter not just my physical space, but my mental environment as well. This wasn't about shedding old belongings, but rather about refining my mental inputs based on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who famously said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." I started questioning every piece of information I consumed. Does this serve me? Does it align with my goals? Is it making me a better person? This process isn't about being elitist or dismissive of certain types of knowledge. Rather, it's about ensuring there's a strong alignment between what we consume and our life's direction. I once made a major shift from listening to any trending podcast to selecting ones that specifically nurtured my growth. These podcasts weren't just fillers for the silence during a long drive. They transformed my commutes into moments of profound learning and reflection. And what about the company we keep? The Stoics placed great emphasis on surrounding ourselves with people who embody the traits we aspire to develop. Following this advice, I started cultivating relationships with mentors and peers whose lives reflected their commitment to ethical living and purposeful achievement. These individuals weren't necessarily the most vocal or publicly recognized, but they were genuine practitioners of their values. Being selective also extends to being critical of the information we consume, especially in an era flooded with data. I've adopted a practice of scrutinizing every source for its credibility, integrity, and alignment with Stoic virtues like wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. This critical lens helps in making decisions that are not swayed by the transient, but are grounded in enduring principles. I encourage you to examine your own inputs, the ideas you absorb, the voices you listen to, and the philosophies you allow to shape your thoughts. Are they contributing to a virtuous life? Are they enhancing your energy in a way that you truly master it, not just manage it? Remember, each piece of information you consume subtly shapes your character and your destiny. The Stoics' Guide to Enduring Life's Marathon. In the journey of life, just like in a marathon, the path isn't always straight or free of obstacles. The Stoic view on this is profoundly insightful. They teach us that life at its core is about endurance. This isn't just about the capacity to withstand hardship, but about embracing it as a necessary component of achieving anything worthwhile. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life. Rather, it offers a framework for maintaining inner peace and resilience in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Consider the metaphor of the marathon. In a literal marathon, runners don't sprint all the way. They pace themselves, they manage their energy wisely, and most importantly, they keep moving forward mile after mile. Similarly, in life, Stoicism teaches us the importance of pacing ourselves, managing our personal energies, and enduring through hardships. It's not the speed at which we move that matters most, but our persistence, our commitment to keep going no matter the pace. Now, let's bring this closer to home with a practical example. Think about any long-term project you've undertaken. Maybe it was earning a degree, climbing the career ladder, or building a relationship. These aren't sprints, they're marathons. There are moments of fatigue, doubt, and wanting to give up. But here's where Stoic endurance shines. It's about recognizing that these challenges are part of the course. They are not roadblocks, but signs that you are on the path of growth. Stoics like Seneca would say that it is not the absence of challenges that makes us successful, but our response to them. This perspective shifts how we view our personal and professional lives. Instead of expecting a smooth ride, we prepare ourselves for a varied terrain. We learn to conserve our energy for the long haul, to use our resources wisely, and to remain steadfast in our commitments. And just like marathon runners have their strategies to cope with physical exhaustion, we can develop mental strategies to handle psychological stresses. For example, practicing daily meditation or journaling can be our way of training for the long-term challenges. Moreover, enduring through a marathon requires not just physical stamina, but a powerful mental game. This aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our reactions, and our attitudes. Just as a runner focuses on their breathing and stride, ignoring the cheering or the other runners, we too can focus on our own actions and reactions rather than getting distracted by external circumstances. In embracing this Stoic marathon mindset, we also learn to appreciate the journey itself, not just the finish line. There's beauty in the struggle, growth in the challenge, and joy in the perseverance. This doesn't mean we don't aim to win. It means we understand that every step, every breath, and every moment of persistence is a victory in itself. Practical Stoicism for everyday resilience. The concept of the marathon, deeply entrenched in Stoicism, is a powerful metaphor that we can apply to virtually every aspect of our lives. It's not merely about endurance in the face of adversity, but also about the steady, disciplined pursuit of our goals, no matter the domain, be it personal development, career advancement, or maintaining relationships. Say you're starting a new business. The excitement and adrenaline rush of the initial phase can feel a lot like the start of a race. Everyone's cheering, you're pumped up, and the energy is high. However, as the race progresses, the crowds thin, the cheers diminish, and you find yourself on a long, quiet stretch of road. This is where the marathon concept truly kicks in. It's about keeping your pace even when the initial excitement has worn off. It's about committing to your business plan, refining your strategies, and persistently overcoming the hurdles that come your way. In Stoicism, there's a strong emphasis on focusing on what can be controlled and letting go of what cannot. Applying this to our business example, you might not be able to control market trends or economic downturns, but you can control your response to these challenges. This might mean adjusting your business model, finding innovative solutions, or simply deciding to keep pushing through with perseverance and resilience. Or consider personal fitness, a journey I've embarked on and shared over the years. Achieving a fitness goal is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about drastic diets or extreme workout regimens. Instead, it's about integrating moderate, sustainable habits over time. The Stoic approach here would be to set realistic, achievable goals and then persist day after day. It's about the daily discipline of choosing healthier meals, committing to regular physical activity, and not getting discouraged by day-to-day fluctuations in weight or performance. Here, the Stoic practice of equanimity, maintaining a calm and even-tempered approach, helps immensely. Another key aspect of applying the marathon concept is in our relationships. Whether with friends, family, or partners, relationships are long-term commitments that require patience, understanding, and continuous effort. They require us to sometimes accept people's flaws and our own, to communicate effectively, and to grow together through diverse life experiences. Stoicism teaches us that not every disagreement needs to be a conflict, and not every conflict needs to be a crisis. It's about the long-term view, building and maintaining strong bonds through consistent care and mutual respect. In all these scenarios, the underlying Stoic principle remains the same: perseverance. It's about not being swayed by temporary setbacks or fleeting successes, but remaining steadfast in your path. Just like a marathon runner who adjusts their stride according to the terrain, but keeps their eyes fixed on the distant horizon. We too must adjust our methods and strategies without losing sight of our larger goals. The marathon concept encourages us to think long-term, act with purpose, and live with intention. It's a reminder that worthwhile achievements require time, patience, and persistent effort. Whether we're talking about personal goals, professional endeavors, or relationships, applying this Stoic philosophy helps us navigate life with resilience and wisdom, cultivating integrity and leadership. Integrity and leadership are not just lofty ideals. They are practical virtues that can guide us in our daily actions and decisions, much like a compass steering a ship through stormy seas. Stoicism at its core teaches us that these virtues are essential for living a life of purpose and meaning. They're not about asserting dominance or moral superiority, but about consistently aligning our actions with our values. Consider the role of integrity in our personal lives. It's not just about telling the truth when it's convenient, but also about being honest with ourselves and others, even when it's difficult. It's about making choices that aren't just good for us, but right for everyone involved. I remember a time when I faced a tough decision in my career. I was offered a lucrative project that would have been great for my bank account, but didn't align with my ethical standards. Choosing to turn it down was a real test of my integrity. It was a moment where the Stoic teaching that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants resonated deeply with me. The decision to reject the offer didn't just keep my conscience clear, but also reinforced my reputation as someone who doesn't compromise on core values for short-term gains. Leadership, similarly, is often misunderstood. It's not about titles or positions. It's about influence and the ability to guide others towards a better future. In the Stoic sense, leadership is about setting an example. It's about embodying the virtues you wish to see in others, like courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom. Let's say you're leading a team at work. True leadership is shown by how you handle pressure, how you treat your team members, and how you approach problems. It's about showing up, not just physically, but emotionally and ethically. It's about being a steady presence, a source of support, and a beacon of accountability. Stoicism teaches us to lead by example and to be the change we wish to see. This is incredibly powerful because when people see you living out your values, they are more likely to be influenced positively. This doesn't mean being perfect. Rather, it means being genuine and admitting mistakes when they happen. It's about striving to improve not only yourself, but also helping others around you to grow. Moreover, these virtues have a ripple effect. By practicing integrity and leadership in your own life, you inspire others to do the same. This creates a culture of trust and respect, whether it's within your family, your workplace, or your community. Each act of integrity is a stone thrown into a pond, creating ripples that extend far beyond the initial splash. In embracing these Stoic virtues, we find that leadership and integrity are deeply interconnected. You lead effectively by living truthfully. You inspire trust by being trustworthy. This alignment of thought, word, and deed is what builds lasting relationships and ultimately a fulfilling life. Navigating doubts with strategic Stoic planning. Doubts can be like shadows in the corners of our minds, creeping in when decisions need to be made or when challenges appear insurmountable. Stoicism, with its pragmatic and grounded approach, offers a powerful tool to dispel these doubts: meticulous planning. This Stoic practice isn't about predicting the future, but preparing for it in a way that aligns with our inner virtues and principles, ensuring that we're not swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. Imagine you're faced with a significant life decision, perhaps changing careers or moving to a new city. These moments often bring a surge of doubts. What if things don't work out? What if I regret my decision? This is where Stoic planning comes into play. It involves stepping back and evaluating the situation, not just from a place of fear, but from a standpoint of wisdom. What are the actual risks? What are the potential benefits? Stoicism teaches us to break down these decisions into manageable parts, to look at them through the lens of reason rather than emotion. For instance, when I was contemplating a major career shift, the uncertainty was overwhelming. Instead of succumbing to doubt, I turned to Stoic planning. I listed all possible outcomes, both good and bad, and then I planned for each scenario. I asked myself, what is the worst that can happen, and how can I prepare for it? This methodical approach helped transform my abstract fears into concrete steps I could manage. It wasn't just about mitigating risks, but also about reinforcing my resolve by preparing for all conceivable challenges. Moreover, Stoic planning involves setting realistic goals and creating a step-by-step roadmap to achieve them. This process itself is therapeutic because it shifts your focus from worrying about what might go wrong to actively working on what you can make right. For example, if your goal is to become more financially stable, Stoic planning would involve setting a budget, identifying ways to reduce unnecessary expenses, and perhaps finding additional sources of income. Each step is clear, achievable, and rooted in practicality. Another crucial aspect of Stoic planning is the preparation for emotional responses. Stoics are well aware that even the best plans can lead to unexpected outcomes. Therefore, they also prepare mentally for how to handle disappointments or setbacks. This is done through practices like negative visualization, where you imagine the worst-case scenario and mentally prepare for it. This might sound pessimistic, but it's actually about cultivating resilience and emotional stability. By considering these possibilities, you're less likely to be shaken if they do occur. Stoic planning also means revisiting and adjusting your plans as needed. It's about being flexible and adaptable, not rigidly attached to one path. Life is unpredictable, and our plans must be dynamic enough to accommodate changes. This adaptability is a key virtue in Stoicism, allowing us to maintain our composure and purpose even when external conditions shift. Building resilience through Stoic persistence. Persistence is a core virtue in Stoicism, and it's something that truly comes to life when we're tested by the trials and tribulations of our daily lives. Stoic persistence isn't about blind stubbornness or merely gritting your teeth and bearing it. It's about maintaining your course despite the challenges, knowing why you're enduring, and understanding the greater purpose behind your actions. Imagine you're working on a long-term project, something that's close to your heart, like writing a book, perhaps. The initial excitement gets you started, the ideas flow, and the pages begin to fill. But then, as often happens, the momentum slows. You face writer's block, criticism, or other distractions. This is where Stoic persistence shines. It's not about pushing through mindlessly, but about returning to your desk day after day, realigning yourself with your goal of completing that book, and reminding yourself why it matters to you. This form of persistence is deeply philosophical. It draws from the Stoic belief that our actions must be purposeful and aligned with our virtues. When you persist with a task, it's not just about finishing what you started. It's about embodying the virtues of discipline, resilience, and courage. These aren't just abstract qualities, but practical tools that guide your actions. For instance, discipline helps you set and stick to a daily writing schedule. Resilience allows you to bounce back from setbacks, and courage lets you share your writing with the world despite the fear of judgment. Moreover, Stoic persistence teaches us to focus on the process rather than the outcome. This shift in focus is powerful. Think about training for a marathon. If you fixate only on the finish line, the training can become a daunting, overwhelming task. But if you focus on each run, each step you take, and find joy in the improvement of your endurance and skill, the process becomes more fulfilling. The goal remains important, but it is the day-to-day persistence that will get you there, and that becomes rewarding in itself. This approach can be applied to overcoming personal struggles as well. Whether you're dealing with a tough job, a challenging relationship, or personal health issues, the Stoic way isn't to simply hang in there, but to actively engage with a situation with wisdom and virtue. It's about asking yourself, what can this situation teach me? How can I grow from this? This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities, turning the trials we endure into chances to reinforce our character and deepen our understanding of life. And remember, Stoic persistence isn't a solitary journey. While the philosophy teaches self-reliance, it also values community and support. Sharing your struggles, seeking advice, and learning from others are all part of the Stoic path. By doing so, you not only reinforce your own resilience, but also contribute to the resilience of others. Enhancing self-leadership with Stoic reflection, reflecting on one's own actions and decisions through the lens of Stoic principles, offers a transformative perspective on integrity and self-leadership. This form of reflection isn't just an idle pastime. It's an active, purposeful practice that shapes how we view ourselves and how we interact with the world around us. Stoicism teaches us that integrity is not merely about being honest or morally upright. It's about consistency between what we believe, say, and do. It's about aligning our inner virtues with our outward actions. Imagine you're facing a typical day with its usual pressures and temptations to take shortcuts or make compromises. Here, Stoic reflection becomes a vital tool. It allows you to pause and ask yourself, am I acting according to my principles? Am I treating others as I would like to be treated? This isn't about judging yourself harshly or aiming for perfection, but about striving for personal congruence. When you reflect on your day through a Stoic lens, you focus on areas where you were able to maintain your integrity and also on moments where you might have faltered. This isn't to dwell on the mistakes, but to understand them and learn how to improve. Self-leadership, another key aspect of Stoic philosophy, involves leading oneself with as much dedication and discipline as one would lead others. It's about self-regulation and self-motivation. Consider the discipline required to maintain healthy habits or to work steadily towards personal goals. Each decision to wake up early for a morning run or to choose a healthy meal over a quick, less nutritious option requires self-leadership. It's about making choices that might not provide immediate gratification, but are beneficial in the long run. This type of Stoic reflection also encourages us to be mindful of our emotional responses. Stoics are known for their emphasis on controlling reactions to external circumstances. When you find yourself in a stressful situation, whether it's at work or in personal relationships, the practice of reflecting on your responses helps you remain composed and responsive rather than reactive. You learn to ask yourself, is my response proportionate to the situation? Am I letting external factors dictate my mood and behavior? This mindful awareness is a form of self-leadership because it puts you in control of your inner state, not the circumstances. Moreover, Stoic reflection fosters a sense of personal accountability. It reminds us that while we may not control external events, we have full control over our values and commitments. When you reflect on your actions and their alignment with Stoic virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, you are effectively taking stock of your moral and ethical framework. This daily inventory helps ensure that you are living in a way that not only brings personal satisfaction, but also contributes positively to those around you. In practicing these reflections, we not only affirm our commitment to living virtuously, but also enhance our capability to lead ourselves with integrity. We become role models not by preaching virtues, but by practicing them. Each act of reflection deepens our understanding and our ability to apply Stoic principles to modern life. Embracing the long-term journey. As we wrap up our discussion today, it's important to remember that embracing the long-term journey of life is fundamental to practicing Stoicism. This philosophy isn't about quick fixes or instant gratification. It's about viewing each experience, challenge, and decision with a new perspective. As part of a broader narrative that shapes who we are and who we become, this perspective helps us see beyond the immediacy of our desires or discomforts, focusing instead on enduring principles and long-lasting fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us the value of patience and the importance of viewing life as a continuum, not a series of disconnected events. When we adopt this long-view philosophy, our daily hassles and hurdles begin to seem less daunting. This is because we're no longer just reacting to life as it happens. We're actively weaving a rich tapestry that represents our lived philosophy. Every thread, be it a challenge overcome or a lesson learned, adds depth and color to the overall picture. Consider how this approach transforms our understanding of success and failure. In the Stoic view, what matters isn't just the outcome, but the process, the manner in which we pursue our goals and handle setbacks. By focusing on the long term, we learn not to be overly elated by success or unduly discouraged by failure. Instead, we come to appreciate each step of our journey as an opportunity to practice virtue, to grow and to refine our character. This long-term journey also encourages us to remain humble and teachable. Stoicism doesn't claim to have all the answers, but instead offers tools to help us navigate life with wisdom and dignity. Embracing this journey means being open to learning, adapting, and evolving as we gain more experiences. It's about recognizing that wisdom isn't static. It deepens and expands as we continue to engage with the world and reflect on our interactions. Moreover, embracing the long-term journey aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This isn't about resignation, but about empowerment. It frees us from the unnecessary stress of trying to control the uncontrollable and allows us to invest our energy in actions and attitudes that truly enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. In practical terms, this might mean choosing to invest time in relationships that are nurturing and supportive, pursuing careers that align with our values, or dedicating ourselves to causes that we believe in. Each choice is a brick in the foundation of a life well lived, a life that reflects our deepest convictions and highest aspirations. Thank you all for joining me today in exploring these Stoic principles. Remember, the journey is long, but each step is a chance to reinforce who we are and what we stand for. Let's keep building, learning, and growing together. If you found this discussion enriching, consider watching one of the suggested videos on your screen to delve deeper into the practical applications of Stoicism in everyday life. I'm grateful you're here, contributing to our Stoic journal. Until next time, keep embracing the wisdom of the journey.